Abandon fear and trust yourself. Open up to all life's wealth. Tap into a sixth sense with intuitive intelligence.
Hello and welcome. It's your host, Bernadette Gold. I have been missing in action and I apologize. I am now resuming the podcast. I don't know what to tell you other than it's been super busy and I've been changing and shifting, up leveling with business. But today's episode is something that a few people have been asking me about, and that is, why is it that negativity seems to be stronger than positivity? It's not true. So let's dive into today's episode. It isn't that negative outweighs the positive or that it's stronger. It appears to last longer because you're dwelling on whatever your circumstances are that are negative. When your thoughts are negative and you energize it with the feeling, which can only be negative, it's a negative thought, negative associated feeling, right? I don't want this. I don't like this. Why do you stay stuck there? Because you've forgotten who you are on a soul level, right? And you're dwelling on what you see with your five senses. You're dwelling on what your circumstances are, completely forgetting that you're a divine being. You're a divine creator being. And as long as you stay in the place where you're focused on what you think is, and it is for you because you're focused on it, and you feel powerless and you're irritated and you're frustrated and you're impatient. We are funny little human beings and we get into the state of like, but I want it to change right now. It's not changing right now. And then we throw these little temper tantrums, forgetting that we are divine beings, which means we created the circumstances in which we are living right now that we find unsatisfactory. The good news is the minute you remember who you are, that you are a creator being, that you are in fact 100% responsible for what's being reflected out in your life and into your body. And it got there because you dwelled upon a certain thing. Then you can get into the positive. The negative space will feel stronger and last longer because that's where you're focused, right? That's where you're focused and that's where your energy is going. Energy flows where your attention goes. So wherever your attention is, energy will back that attention. So if you have a space where you're focused on problem, don't like this, don't like that, don't like this feeling, don't like that circumstance, you can only have emotions that line up with that. And then what is reflected in your environment is going to be lined up with those thoughts. I have been in such a negative space. Lots of people have, and this isn't about judgment, condemnation. This isn't about shame. This isn't about blame. I want you to remember you are a divine creator being. If you don't like your circumstances, stop focusing on what you don't like. What do you want instead? What would you like to create instead? What would you like to feel instead? What else is possible? Because we're constantly sifting and sorting through our thoughts, our feelings, our focus, what's going on out there. We are constantly shifting and focusing. Now, this is not to say that we don't have old programs. We don't have karma. We don't have hooks and imprints and vows and contracts that are kept within our Akashic records, within our database of life that do in fact affect the way that things show up in our third dimensional reality. We do, which is why there's people like me that can see those things and nail it down, clear it, and then reprogram it and activate something completely different that you haven't experienced in this life, right? You can sit and you can spin in the negative for as long as you choose to. You have that power and you have the availability of that choice. I want you to know that. I was talking to one of my clients this morning about the same thing because he's going through health issues. And I was explaining, like, when I went through healing my colon tumor and leukemia and anything I've ever had to take care of that makes your body feel very heavy and inconvenient. We're talking about, well, I don't like my body. And he was saying, I don't, why would I choose this? You choose the body you're in and the people that are in your lives and the circumstances that you're going to play out in this lifetime because you have lessons to learn. It helps to evolve you, right? It helps to grow you. You did choose this body. You did choose these circumstances, and you're currently choosing them still. So if you don't like what you're experiencing, you have two options. Stay focused on what you don't like, or shift and change it. If you need help shifting and changing it, there's a link right in the description that you can go book with me, and I am more than willing to assist you. And if you're like, I need a session and I need it right now, you can book my next available session. All right. I've got openings, and I want you to know that. I've also got coaching packages that will help you on a whole shift and change level, like not just a one-off, let me come to you, Bernadette, in crisis and expect you to wave your magic wand and it's all good. Change takes time. Change takes persistence. Embodying who you are at a divine level takes learning some new habits, takes consciousness. For some of you that are just awakening to the spiritual realms, I know that almost everybody that goes through their initial awakening, it comes with a little bit of a dark night of the soul. And you can make a dark night of the soul go fast, or you can stay in it. Dark night of the soul is meant to get you seeking for the light, right? And sometimes we need the help of another to find our way out of the darkness. We need a flashlight. We need a lighthouse. That's what I'm here to do, to help you. But I just want to tell all of you, remember who you are. Stop playing victim. Stop pretending that you're not in control, because you absolutely are. You can stay where you are in the darkness and in the programs of the ego for as long as you choose to, or you can shift. Remember who you are. You're a divine being. You came here for this experience to grow, to evolve, and to create your way out of the limiting third dimensional experience. It's up to you how you do that and when you do that and how long you stay where you're at. All right. Remember who you are. You're divine. You're not here a victim of your circumstances. And you can tell me, well, yeah, but what about health issues? I've experienced some of the worst health stuff that came up. And when I realized it was things that I was feeling and that were stuck in my body from old unforgiven abuses and traumas, I was able to quickly clear it. And as a business owner, I know, for those of you who are leaders and business owners, I know that even when we experience a level of success that many people never get to experience, and we think, okay, well, I should have this, we too can drop into getting very stuck when we hit a ceiling, because we're like, why can't I get my way out of this? Well, whatever level you're at that you can't overcome the plateau, there's usually a program holding that ceiling in place. Sometimes you need someone to come in from the outside, especially someone who's intuitive like me, cut right to it. Just cut right to it. This is what's causing that. And then clear it and then replace it, right? So you can do this alone. You can do this with help. I choose to have help. Like, I've got two of my own spiritual mentors that are assisting me both with business stuff and healing stuff, because even as long as I've been at this work on myself, there are blind spots that I have, that I fall into the trap of not being able to overcome. So it takes someone from the outside, a high level person, to come in and say, okay, here's what it is on the Akashic level, past life level. This is what's going on in the other realms. Let's clear that, release that, and then boom, everything opens up. And it's funny when you're really, really on the path of fulfilling your purpose, we get so busy and we get so caught up with third dimensional life, with the kids, with work, with bills, with goals, with dreams. when you get that busy, sometimes you can disconnect from who you are and you start to do things that are not in alignment with your divinity. And then it pulls you off the path and you get all confused and lost and spun around and, oh my God, I can't get out of it. And it really is not that difficult. So do what you can to break yourself out of it. And if you can't do it alone, get help. All right. And I'm here for you if you need that. But thou art divine. Stop pretending that you're not. Like, if you want to stay in the place of it's happening to you rather than it's happening for you, for your growth, and to remind you that you are in fact a divine creator being, you're welcome to stay there as long as you want. And there's no judgment. I've done the circle my tail many times with business, with health, with relationships. And man, am I glad that I'm not there, because this life, it can be very messy. And a lot of people's shadows are coming up. We had the eclipse, the lunar eclipse on the 26th, and then we have a solar eclipse happening on the 10th, next Thursday, in the opposite sign. So Sag, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse in Gemini. It is bringing up duality. It's bringing up the shadows. It's stirring the things that are holding you back in business and health and money and relationships, with your own reminding of who you are, how you see yourself, right? And we want to make it mean something that it's like we like to distract ourselves. Well, maybe it means I'm just not that confident. Maybe it means I'm not meant to have this, or maybe that's all not true. You get to have whatever you want. You can have it any way you want at any time you want. What are you choosing? All right. Yes, there's darkness showing up. Yes, there's shakeups happening. And yes, it's for the good of all and your good as well. You're not here to suffer, and you don't have to keep suffering. You don't have to keep being in a place where you circle around. What are you choosing? So, your friendly reminder. I hope that helps. I hope you guys have a good week. If any of you have not signed up yet for the upcoming clearing that we are doing on confusion, on chaos, on drama, on confidence issues, right? If you want to join us on the 11th, the day after the solar eclipse, I am doing a 2-hour masterclass where we are going to talk all about clearing away the negative. We're going to do clearings, and then we're going to activate some high-level ascension codes to imprint onto your field the energy to embody of higher level frequencies that will allow you to experience the peace and calm, that will give you that clarity so you can see the next steps, and that will, in fact, line you back to your heart and to your soul purpose. It is my hope that more and more of you get out of the tail circling, step into your divine purpose, because it is needed right now. So many of you, leaders, change agents, healers, mentors, coaches, psychics, intuitives, mothers, fathers are being called forth to do things very differently. And we are being given like no time in the past. Many of us that are healers and high level are being given these activations of light that help to put you on your path and give you added energy, life force energy, to begin to raise your frequency beyond what you've been living and beyond what you maybe even thought that you could hold. So it is so that you can have a higher level frequency. And as you raise your frequency, what you want to create gets created so much faster with so much less effort. It's not about working harder. It's about doing things with intention, conscious intention. If any of you are business owners and you're looking for help to break your income ceiling, get in touch with me, message me, and I'll set up a time that we can talk and see how best that I can serve you, either in a container of one of my groups or one-on-one. But it's time to bust through it. June is a time of harmony, and here we are, right? 6, numerology, harmony. It is about balance and it's about synergy. So let's bring about that harmony from within so that our lives can reflect it without, and that we can change what's going on across the board on the planet. All right. Have a good day. Have a good week. I'll see you later.